If you've watched my videos before, you know that I use Surfshark VPN. It's one of the best on the market. It's also one of the most affordable at like $2 a month. But it made me realise, back then, the reason I didn't get a free VPN is because they all sucked. But what are they like now? So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 of the top free VPNs, starting at number 5, and at the end of the video, I'll show you a graph with all the data to show you why I picked in the order I did. Starting though at number 5, which is TunnelBear. So number 5 being TunnelBear, the reason that this is on the list is because it has some of the most servers and most locations out of any free VPN. It has 47 servers, each of them their own unique location. So it has 47 locations, which basically means it covers the entire world. No other free VPN offers this. They usually are very restricted to what locations you can use. This uses all of the locations TunnelBear has, which is just fantastic. Also, my research showed me that there was only a 14% reduction in download speed, and there was a 40 reduction in upload speed. So the upload speed, not so great, but 14% for download isn't a huge hit. So whatever your regular download speeds are, imagine 14% off that. That's what will happen with this VPN. So not terrible. So you might ask yourself, if this has one of the best options for locations out of a free VPN and also not a massive hit to download speeds, what's the downside? The downside is pretty big. It has a data cap, and that data cap is 2 gigabytes per month, which is not a lot whatsoever. So you can't stream on this, you can't play games on this, you can't really download on this. You can pretty much only use this for web browsing. You might ask yourself, why do you need a VPN for web browsing? Just for privacy in general, but also if you want to appear in different locations, some websites, subscriptions, or even travel like accommodation or flights, if you book or subscribe in a different country, it's usually cheaper than other countries. So I'll just leave it at that. So that's what you can potentially use this for, but with 2 gigabytes a month, really limiting. And another factor which I didn't like is with VPNs, I like to have it on all my devices, and pretty much every one on this list is accessible on every device. It's only TunnelBear that you can't use on TVs, like Fire Sticks and other things like that. It won't work. It only works on your Android devices, Apple devices, on your computers, things like that. The only restriction is simply just TVs and like TV sticks. Everything else works, but I actually like to have my VPN on my TV, so it's a bit of a deal breaker for me. But with how many locations it offers, it still has to be on the list. And next up at number 4 is Proton VPN. One of the massive benefits to Proton is it doesn't have a data cap. Unlimited data, which is just fantastic. It also has fairly decent download and upload speeds at a 24% reduction on download and a 21% reduction on upload compared to what I'm used to. It's not bad all round. So what's the catch? Number 1 is the ping. The ping is the worst out of all 5 I'm going to mention. It's not horrific, it's just the worst out of all 5. And then also the locations. It only has one server, one location. So whatever server is closest to you, that's the server you're going to use. And there's 10 servers to choose from. So depending where you are in the world, if this sounds like the VPN for you, check if you have a close server, because if the reductions are like that already, that means the further the server away is from you, the worse it'll be. So you might have a server really close and you might get better reduction rates than me, so it's actually closer to your standard speeds. But it's something to check. And like I mentioned, I have to have it at number 4 and not any higher because of just the one server, one location, and you have no option to change it to anywhere else around the world. And at number 3, we have Hotspot Shield VPN. This also has unlimited data, which is fantastic. It also has more locations than Proton with 4 servers and 3 locations. So not a huge amount more, but still more options, especially to choose around the world. It also has better ping. The downsides are the download and upload speed. aren't great. They're actually some of the worst on this list. So there is a 52% reduction in speed of download and a 51% reduction on upload. So basically half. Whatever your speed is right now for download and upload, half it, and that's what this free VPN offers. But I will mention that the unlimited package also better ping and more locations. That's why I put it above Proton. And at number 2 is Windscribe VPN. It has one of the lowest pings on the list. It also has one of the higher number of servers on the list at 25 servers in 10 locations around the world. The download and upload, a little bit dicey. It has a 44% reduction in download speeds and a 27% reduction in upload speeds. But it does have a data cap of 10 gigabytes a month. So not the highest with unlimited, but not the lowest at 2 gigabytes. So it's enough to download a couple of movies a month and maybe stream a couple of episodes or a couple of movies a month, but nothing necessarily more than that. But it has decent ping, it has good location to choose from, especially with how many servers to choose from, to pick a server with better sort of ping and download speeds closer to you, which is great to have options. But it also works with Netflix. No other VPN I've currently tested on the list works with Netflix. So this is one of the few that actually do. So if you are looking to use it for streaming, you can, but not necessarily streaming a whole lot, especially on the free version. I also just want to quickly mention that Windscribe actually has a bunch of features in their free VPN. One of them being an ad blocker. It also has a malware blocker, a whole bunch of different features. I'm wanting to mention this because none of the others have any of these features. They're all either premium features or they just don't have them. This has them and has them in the free version. And the ad blocker isn't the best ad blocker in the world, but it is fairly decent. It actually does block ads. I tested it on a few different websites like ad blocker test websites, and it does an okay job. So just want to quickly mention that this actually does have a fair few features that none of the others have. And at number 1, the best free VPN in my opinion is Bravado VPN. The reason for this is it has the same cap as Windscribe at 10 gigabytes a month. It also has the same number of locations at 10 locations. It doesn't quite have as many servers. It's only got 13 servers. But it has one of the lowest pings out of all on the list. It also has the highest download and upload speeds on the list. So it only has a 16% reduction on the download speeds, and it only has a 9% reduction on the upload speeds. So it's one of the fastest VPNs. It has a bunch of options in terms of locations. It's also the only other VPN that allows you to use it on Netflix. Once again, only Windscribe and Bravado are the only 2 VPNs on this list that work with Netflix. None of the others worked for me. So it has a lot going for it. The only issue it really has is that cap at 10 gigabytes. But once again, if you're only using it to download a couple of things or stream a couple of things, it's not the end of the world. But it is a fairly decent chunk to get a few things done throughout the month, especially like I said, low ping, high download speeds. Really, really good VPN. So here's my spreadsheet with all the VPNs and the data side by side. At the top, I have my base, which is just my internet, which is pretty decent ping, decent download and upload speeds, and you can see how they compare when the VPN is active. So at number 5, TunnelBear, there's a lot of green, and green means the best in class for that particular column. But also red means, or orange means, the worst in class. So you can see with TunnelBear, there's a whole load of green, but the reason that it lets it down is that cap. At 2 gigabytes a month, it's just way too low to actually do anything with it. Even though it's got great ping, great options, and even decent download speeds, you can't really use it for anything other than light internet searches. And number 4, we have Proton. As you can see, it's got one of the worst pings. It also has one of the worst in terms of location and servers. The reason it says 10 servers is because technically there is 10 servers. You just can't pick the server, and it only allows you to pick one server which is closest to you. The reason that it's made the list though is because of that unlimited data cap. That is just so helpful to so many people. It also has decent download and upload speeds. The reason there's an asterisk there is because these varied wildly, especially on time of day and certain days. Now, this is actually some of the better speeds I saw, which was the last time I ran it, but some of the differences are in the hundreds of megabytes in difference, whereas the others are pretty much the same. Doesn't matter what time of day or what day, I had consistent results, and there's only maybe a few megabytes difference between the numbers when I ran them at different times. But this with Proton was wildly different at different times of the day. So that's why it's lower, that's why it has asterisks next to it, and there's also a fairly decent amount of orange and red to those numbers. And number 3, we have Hotspot Shield. This has okay ping, pretty bad download and upload speeds, but it has more locations and once again unlimited. Unlimited is such a big factor of data because you can use it for so many things. And if you have fairly decent download and upload speeds to begin with, even with the reduction, you can make it work, but it still can't be any higher because it does have pretty slow servers. And number 2, of course, we have Windscribe, which works with Netflix. It has decent ping, pretty decent download and upload speeds, good number of servers and locations. It just has that cap at 10 gigabytes. Not the worst, but also not the best. And once again, the reason for Bravado being a number 1, very good ping, one of the best downloads, the best upload, good number of servers, good number of locations. It's only once again that 10 gigabyte limit, but depending what you use it for, if you're only downloading a few things every now and again, this might be just perfect for you. If you do need something a bit more heavy duty, especially in the data area, then you have to look at that unlimited package or either Hotspot or Proton. I personally would try to see which ones are better for you because your location might be different to me and you might have better sort of speeds and also ping with your locations rather than mine. But I think Hotspot might take the win just simply because it has more servers that you can choose from and more locations you can choose from. But I'd love to know what VPNs you know about, especially the free ones, down below in the comments, because obviously this video will change year on year and I can't physically update it. So it'll be really interesting to see if there's a better option out there. If you can leave a comment down below, let everyone know what it is, why it's good. Make sure to like and share this video and I'll see you guys next time.